What's up guys, I'm back with a different kind of video today. I'm actually gonna go into an in-depth guide of this Dark Magician deck, and I also want to give a shout out. I will leave his name in the description and the link to the video. This is actually not my deck. I saw some really smart Dark Magician player play this deck. And I actually tried it out, and it's really strong and consistent. So what I changed in the deck is actually I added 3 upstart goblins. And this card is so good. Like, we all have these games where we don't draw anything and we just brick and we lose. Basically, Upstart Goblin just makes your deck so much more consistent. It just makes your deck smaller. And you can all, like, so it makes it more consistent. You draw your cards more frequently. You can combo it with Soul Servant. You place a card on top of your deck that you want to draw. And usually you would have to wait for the next turn to draw it, but now you can actually draw it with Upstart Goblin. And actually what you should do during a duel is play Upstart Goblin and then link your chain your Soul Servant to it so it draws. It's also very strong with Dark Magical Circle. If you play Dark Magical Circle and you put some cards in order and you're like, I really want to draw that card, play Upstart Goblin, you get that card. There's a lot of stuff that just is really strong. The only difference I have in the deck is the person I got this deck from was running this list, pretty sure. This was the list of the person I got the deck from. Was there anything else different? No, I think this was it. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna hop into one of my duels. I actually had a lot of duels today, and I went on an insane winning spree of like 7 duels in plat. So I'm gonna hop into a duel, and I will explain in depth how my thought process and how, like the different kind of summons, the different kind of combos, and this deck actually, this duel actually shows all of it. The only thing it doesn't show is Zeus, but that's fine. You will see every single combo. You will see why I'm running Imduk. You will see why I'm running Artemis. I think in that duel as well. I'm not 100% sure why I'm using the Verta Anaconda. I finally have this card. The Exoskotark, really good. Selene, really good. You will see all these different combos with the deck. So yeah, if you have any questions about the deck, or if you have any more recommendations or anything else, feel free to leave it in the comments. I read every comment, so feel free to reach out. I will be replying to all of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the duel. Thank you guys for watching. So in this duel, I'm gonna try to explain my thinking. I'm gonna explain the combos because a lot of you asked for explanation behind the combos and some commentary during the duel. So what I'm doing here at the start is I'm searching with my rod. And the reason I'm searching with my rod first is because this card can actually lay any card on top of the deck that I want. So I want to go with the rod first because it shuffles. But also, I am baiting out the Blossom. So if he blossoms this, I can just draw whatever I do with Soul Servant. Then, next step, I am also playing Upstart Goblin first and chaining my Soul Servant to it, because I really like, if he blossoms, I would prefer that he blossoms my Upstart Goblin over my Soul Servant. So that's why I'm linking and other counter effects. So what you do is you use Upstart Goblin, link Soul Servant, and then you choose the card you want, place it on top of the deck, like I do here, and the Upstart Goblin will draw it. This is a really neat combo. Obviously, I play my Soul Servant, Torrential Tribute. Let's move on. This is quite a spicy duel, and we're gonna be here for a while. A lot happens in this duel, so I don't want any shenanigans going on. I destroy his field. I'm not sure if this was the right timing, actually, because I don't play the Sky Striker deck. And obviously, as you can see, it probably wasn't. But I'm not even sure if there's ever a right time to Torrential Tribute a Sky Striker deck. But as you can see, I'm kind of in trouble, but I'm also, like, fine-ish. So here, the reason why I don't use my Rod's effect and tribute away the Dark Magician is because I have a Rod in my hand. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, if I didn't have a Rod in my hand, I would, as soon as I use Eternal Soul, there would come a link with my Magician's Rod. It says whenever on your opponent's turn, if you activated a spell or trap card, you can send your any spellcaster monster from your field to the grave and add the Magician's Rod back to your hand. So I don't do that because I have a Magician's Rod in my hand. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I would always do that. Even if I take damage, it doesn't matter. So right now, the reason why I play Circle first and not second, because you can also order the cards, is I don't know what I'm gonna get with my Circle. So for example, if I get a Soul Servant from Circle, then I didn't want to get a Soul Servant from my Magician's Rod, if that makes sense. So I'm looking what I can get with my Circle, and then based off that information, I get something with my Rod. That's basically what I do. He doesn't really know what the hell I'm doing, I guess, and he just uses maxx. So right now I got the Dark Magic attack, Dark Burning attack, pretty useless. And now I proceed. I think my other two cards were like Called by the Grave and another Blossom or something. So it doesn't really hurt me to use Magician's Rod. Magician's Rod, get a fusion. And right now what I'm doing is I link summon my Dark Magician away for Imduk. And what this does is it puts a dragon on the field. I will now resummon my Dark Magician from the grave. Banish a card. Chain. And fusion summon Dark Magician Dragon. What's his name? The Dragon Knight. So a lot of you players probably would have fusion summoned your Dark Magician with the Magician's Rod, and then get the Dark Magicians out. You get this card out. What is it called? The Dark Magician's, pretty sure. Yeah, this one. But this is probably maybe your strongest fusion monster on the field. Once this is on the field, the duel gets so much easier because you can constantly revive it. It protects your entire board. So try to do this. So what I did, link summon away one of my Dark Magicians, get Imduk on the field. That's a dragon. I resummon Dark Magician, fusion. It's pretty simple, but you have to think about it. Also banish in the meantime. Just draw a card, attack. Not sure what happens here. I think I killed the, yeah. Okay, that's phase 2. And right now, the duel seems pretty in my favor. But there's so much shit that's gonna happen. Okay, he doesn't really understand what this card does. So he wastes Harpy's Feather Duster completely. And I just banish his Sky Striker Ace. But I don't think a lot of people are playing against Dark Magician, because I see a lot of people trying to kill my Dark Magicians with card effects when I have Eternal Soul. And also people trying to kill my backline when I have Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight on the field. So he's just doing his thing, Sky Striker shit. I'm just waiting for my turn. I blossom his field spell. Like I just said, he's He's trying to kill my Dark Magician and Dragon Knight. Like, if he used... Actually, how he would have countered this. Use Forbidden Chalice on this card. And then use Harpy's Feather Dust, and my entire board would have been cleared. But he chose to not do that, and actually, yeah, I don't know what he tried. I think he thought this card was immune by itself, and that's why he wanted to use a card effect on. Actually, no, he couldn't have used this card effect on it because it's negated by Eternal Soul. My bad. Sorry for that one. I'm back. My food is at the door. So, okay, let's keep going. Where did we stop? Okay, my opponent summons Celine. And he summons Exoskeletor. At this point, I realized he doesn't really know what my board does. Because he tried destroying my Dark Magicians, my back row. And now I just resummon. Again, not affected, my man. But this was actually pretty dumb on my part. I should have never summoned this Dark Magician, because when this one gets destroyed, I need to be able to instantly resummon it, otherwise he can go to main phase 2 and destroy my back row, clears my entire field. But because I have a Magician's Rod, it's fine. Because I can just get a new Soul Servant. Not a Soul Servant, Eternal Soul. This is where the duel started to get out of hand. There wasn't a way for me anymore to get my Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, back on my field. So this is when I started sweating at this point. Again, I don't think he really knows what my cards do, because otherwise why would you make see that? But still, maybe he tries to deny my turn. Okay, so at this point, I have to actually summon a Dark Magician. And banish the Exoskeletor of the field. Because this is the biggest threat right now. I would really want this card to go back in my graveyard, but the chances of that happening is non-existent. So I am gonna banish it in a second. Get another Eternal Soul. I link Spider. And the reason I link Spider is because I can summon my Anaconda. And Anaconda requires 2 effect monsters. So basically, I had an effect monster on the field, my Rod. And then I had a Dark Magician. But because the Dark Magician wasn't an effect monster, I had to link summon the Link Spider. And that is an effect monster. So you get Anaconda. And basically my plan here was to use Magicalized Fusion and summon Quintet Magician. That was the plan. Until this happened. Of course. He has an effect filler, another one in his hand. I started sweating at this point, but of course I could still banish his card in the field, which is actually my card. And because I have no cards in my hand and I desperately need to recycle. So for example, if he manages to wipe my board with Dark Magician on the board, the game's over. The game is completely over. I need some backup plan. I would rather take damage than not have a play for next turn. That's why I get the Magician's Rod back to my hand. Because otherwise it's just like, please don't clear my field, otherwise I lose. And now it's, if you clear my field, I still have some opportunities to come back. But obviously I'm gonna take a hit here. He summons his minions, monsters, sorry. I come from Hearthstone, so it's so natural for me to say minions. Gets confusing. Okay, Nightmare Unicorn. Puts my Eternal Soul back in the deck. This is exactly what I meant. Even if I had a Dark Magician on the field right now, it would be very hard for me to come back. Even though I could swing over his monsters, I got nothing. I have nothing. Only thing I can do is get top decks. And maybe he would have went for another play. Who knows? now, Nightmare Phoenix. And he can also pop my field. So basically, if I had a Dark Magician, it wouldn't have mattered because it would have been cleared. So this was definitely the right play. So right now, I summon my Rod. Another maxx. Like, this is, I think, the third time he uses maxx incorrectly. But maybe he just tries to deny my turn, but it's not gonna work. So I put back my Magician's Salvation because there was nothing left in my deck that was actually more useful to me. Like, I wanted an Eternal Soul back, so I just get the Magician's Salvation out of my graveyard and get one for free. That's the plan. So I draw it here, draw 2 cards because I also have Dark Magician Girl in the graveyard, and I also summon Solemn Judgement. Now, my options are, do I go for a Dark Magician play into, what's it called, Dark Burning attack? Or do I summon my Magician's Soul and destroy these 2 cards, or maybe even these 2 cards to draw? But since I didn't have anything left in my deck, I went for the Dark Burning attack, pretty sure. Okay, so I resummon. And I also summon the Dark Burning Magic. I mean, Dark Magician, sorry. And because I missed this. Because I resummon Dark Magician, I could actually tribute my Rod with another Rod to get it back to my hand to have another play next turn. So it's very nice to keep recycling these Rods, so you have so many plays every turn. Otherwise, if I didn't recycle the first Rod, I would have been dry like 4 turns already and would have been in top decking mode and probably would have lost. But because I chose to take some damage or decrease the power on my board just to get these Rods back to my hand, I can keep the momentum going and I can keep playing another strong turn instead of having weak turns. Against these tier 1 decks, you can't have weak turns because like you just lose. I had one kind of weak turn, and the only reason I did that is because I know Sky Striker doesn't have a lot of power on the field. Like, they're a strong, consistent deck, but they can't one-shot you. Some shenanigans going on. I probably should have wiped the board with Dark Burning attack sooner. So I have to use my Dark Burning here, because this card can attack my life points directly. This was the card I was waiting for, and I would have instantly lost the duel. Couldn't do anything about it. So I had to wait for him to actually summon this one, the Hayate, because it would have killed me. I think I could have also chained my Dark Burning attack at the start of the turn, but I'm not too familiar with it. Like, I know how the deck works, but I don't know every single detail about the deck, so I was worried that he could still summon this card and kill me. So, Sky Striker shenanigans, summon 4 or 5 monsters back to the field. And right now, I'm at 200 life points, and I'm starting to get worried. But like I said, the only reason I'm still in this game is because I'm recycling my Rods. It's so important. So right now, I actually misclicked. I wanted to special summon so I could remove my skilldrain and draw a card. That's what I wanted to do. But I misclicked. I misclicked. This is a dead card. But it actually turns out fine, because this way I can actually get an XYZ. Or actually, I go for Celine, and I go for access code Tarka here, right? Yeah, I just go for an access code Tarka play. So I resummon Dark Magician in defense mode. I resummon another Dark Magician in attack mode, which makes me resummon the Dark Magician Girl, pretty sure? No. Oh no, I already did that. No, I can't do that twice. But look how strong my turns are just by having the Magician's Rod. Like, you can get so, like, the core of the deck is the eternal soul, and you keep resummoning, But the thing is, you need some sauce with that play. Like, you need a bond between teacher and student, you need a dark magical circle, you need a fusion, you need something to spice it up, because that will not win you the game alone if you go against higher tier decks. So this is basically the ketchup you put on your French fry, or like the mustard you put on your... What the f... I don't put mustard on anything, actually. Okay, we keep going. Okay, so I do resummon the Dark Magician Girl. So, basically, Exoskotarker requires 4 tributes, but because Selene is a Link 3 monster, and you need an effect monster with it, I can just summon the Exoskotarker like this, but it didn't work with the Dark Magicians. Like, you can't summon Selene, and then summon a Dark Magician back from your graveyard to your field, and then summon Exoskotarker. It doesn't work like that, because Exoskotarker needs an effect monster. So that's why I did that. I banish Selene, extra attack, pop. Okay, so this is what happened. So I was confused. At the end of I thought I had game right here, but my Exoskotarker couldn't attack. And I had no clue why, because I didn't read the text. But now it makes sense. I saw it get targeted. So this card can't attack. So I thought, like, okay, I'm gonna swing for game. And I was like, wait, what? Why can't I swing for game? And I was actually kind of stressed out, because my 2 Dark Magicians were on my Ebon Illusion Magician. This means I cannot banish something when he summons it to the field. So I was worried he was gonna swing over my Dark Magician Girl or attack my life points directly. But I did manage to clutch out the win. He didn't have anything else. And that was the end of a pretty spicy duel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this extra explanation. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.